Peace, folks. Maurice here with Congo Unfiltered. Gaetan is still out, and we're doing a little earlier today. And we have two special guests with us from the continent to discuss latest updates in the Congo, what's been taking place in the country itself, the geopolitical jockeying that's unfolding in South Africa with former South African President Thabo Mbeki. So we'll be delving into a number of topics. We have our brother Raphael, he's a member of the Congolese Solidarity Campaign, and of course Akili Mali, Choma Choma, journalist from the DRC. So Akili Mali, we'll start with you, just for you to share with us what you've posted quite a number of things this week on the blog. Kito, maybe you can share the blog with folks that they want to keep up with the work, not just of Akili Mali, but a collection of journalists inside the Congo who are producing regular updates from what's happening on the ground from different parts of the country in English. So this is one of the few English sources where you're hearing directly from journalists on the ground on a consistent basis. And thanks to Akili Mali for coordinating that. So Akili Mali, what's on the top of the list for you in terms of what's unfolding, politics, society, economy, what's going on?
Thank you so much. Let us begin by the latest news. As you know, the outbreak of a case of Ebola. The Ebola is come back again for the 12th time right now, and it's very difficult for people in Kasai right now, because it is right now in Kasai. The number of case they recorded around more than 46%, 46%, but right now they have 24% which died with this disease, and right now they said it yesterday, and right now people, organization, and people are really trying to see how to do, and what can be feasible for people to do, and to work on it, and to make sure that this situation of Ebola is finished with this situation. Another information, it's the information of the week politically. It's a condemnation. The sentences of Constant Mutamba, the former Minister of Justice, who were accused for stealing money, of the President of Kisangani, who were finally sentenced for 3 years. For 3 years in a prison, and also to after those 3 years, he will have 5 days without having any political function, and he cannot be elected on any level, or any level of election, and he cannot participate on election as a candidate, and is also someone who will elect. This is this situation make the country to be in a big issue politically, because there are 2 points of view. There are one point of view which some people which are saying that it's only against Constant Mutamba because he's a populist, and the current president Tshisekedi is worrying about him to be more popular and try, and for the next years and for the election of 2028, if he will participate, if he will participate as a candidate and try to take power in DRC. And there are also another point of view, which I think that this is very great for politicians to be arrested and to come to go in prison. But the problem is that from the fault as it is, Constant Tamba didn't spend any dollar of those um, uh, 19 million for the prisoner of Kisangani, because all of that money is still in the bank, in a Congolese bank here, and he didn't stole. And at the same time, they have we have other actors like Vital Kamerhe, who is the actual president, who spent around 400 million in a program which they call it 100 jours. Is the first program of the President Tshisekedi when he came in power, and he's not in prison. We have so many cases. We have Eteni Longondo, who stole money from the Ebola case in Ituri and North Kivu, and also money from COVID. We have also another actor, which is Nicolas Kazadi, who were accused to steal around 200 million, but they are not in prison right now, and they have the protection of the government and of the politician. So why do they do that only to Constant Mutamba? And the last point of view is of people which are saying this should be done, and this should be something very, very great and very important, and very good, because it will help authorities and politicians to decide and to think before they did what they want with the Congolese money. About the jail, because he sent so many people in the jail, so for sure it's not safe for him to be in a jail. The government is discussing right now to put him in a house where he will have security, and when he will not go outside of that house with his family and something like that. They are thinking right now about those kind of a solution. On the issue of mine, because we have the issue of mine, I didn't write it, but we have to talk to our listeners and people who are watching us, that it's also the deal between Kinshasa, Kigali, and Washington is going very fast, and is doing some step forward, while the peace is taking is not really working. Is not really working, and without any result right now. You have to know that this week, this week, the last week, and this at the beginning of this week, the government with the Ministry of Mine decided to give 7 permits to company which actors um, Jeff Bezos and also um, the the owner of Microsoft has interest in Cobacop, which win seven permits of exploitation of lithium and other strategic mineral which are staying in Congo. This is shortly, I can say, and others will add in the conversation.
Thank you, Kilimali. Also, Kilimali, as the Congo's recently facing Ebola outbreak, cholera has been wreaking havoc in different parts of the country as well. So, on top of the existing humanitarian crisis in terms of displacement, the war of aggression that's being perpetrated by Rwanda, we have just this question, or this matter, this issue of pandemic, like Ebola and also cholera. So just gives people a sense of the challenges that the country faces, and the leadership in Kinshasa uh, demonstrated that they don't have the capacity to deal with addressing the concerns of the population. And Brother Raphael just went out, but when he comes back, I wanted to Kilimani talk about a political matter dealing with proposition by Thabo Mbeki out of South Africa, the former president of South Africa. And I didn't, Kilimani, you still there? You've gone dark. I don't know if you're still there. We'll see if Kilimani and Raphael come back. However, what Akili Mali was talking about earlier in terms of the permits, 7 permits has been issued by the Congolese government for exploration, deals with the mining company, Cobalt Metals. Investors include Bill Gates of Microsoft and Jeff Bezos of Amazon, Michael Bloomberg, and the area in which, one of the key areas in which they're pursuing the Manono lithium mines is in dispute. AVZ Minerals out of Australia claim ownership of the concession. So we'll see how that all unfolds. But in any case, the Kilimali mentioned it in the context of the peace deal. Peace deal that so far seems to be accrued to the benefit of investors, whether they're coming from Qatar. There's an announcement also that Qatar is going to be investing $21 billion or $22 billion, I believe, in the Congo, part of a $100+ billion entree into Africa, countries like Botswana and Zimbabwe and Zambia. So we see the billionaire class, the moneyed class, coming in on the Congo. Brother Raphael, you have your mute on. If you can unmute yourself. Wanted to talk to you, for you to give us an update on Thabo Mbeki's conference in South Africa that the Congolese government didn't necessarily take too kindly to, where Thabo Mbeki, the former president of South Africa, invited Congolese figures, politicians, civil society, you name it, to South Africa to discuss peace in the Congo. And for those of you who know a little bit about the history of the Congo, it was Thabo Mbeki who hosted the Congolese back in 2000, 2001 in Sun City to discuss the peace in the Congo, out of which came the infamous CAD 4+1, one president and 4 vice presidents. So, can you share with us what folks are saying in South Africa, this forum around the Congo? Are you able to hear me, Raphael?
Yes. Thank you, Maurice. Thank you so much.
please.
Uh, I think I can hear you. I think the problem is only network, which is weak. But thank you so much for inviting me for this show and our comrades, journalist. Maurice is very pity on what is happening to Congo through what we listening from our brother journalist and geopolitical situation in DRC because when M23 took over Goma, when the city was falling, they called me in Pretoria, South Africa, the ANC leaders, former and the question was, what is happening in Congo? They asked me as point of activist, Congolese activist, so that we can explain because somewhere, somehow, people they don't understand what is happening in Congo and especially in Great Lake. And this is a problem which we are having. Through this, I may say that our President Tshisekedi must be carefully because he's playing with the wrong people and he's playing wrong card at wrong time because we are suffering because of what is happening in our country, but they eating interest of Congo so that we must suffer. Through what journalists just say, actually, where we're getting is that Coste Mutamba is at the jail without a main reason. He can't even shake the world by saying that Coste Mutamba is judged to be 3 years in jail. Kisekedi is afraid. From nowhere he came to be a president. Now he makes us to suffer. And through even what we are saying about what they went through about the negotiation, this and that, we wrote a statement that that is nonsense. Because Kisekedi must realize that Congo is not his own country. Congo is a country for all Congolese, and we are reaching to the point whereby we have to speak on ourselves. Because right now, what is happening in Uvira, they just send a general who made Goma to fall, Bukavu fall. They send him to Uvira, and our combatant, we just tell them that is nonsense. The guy must leave because they planning him. It looks like Sekedi, he signed a deal to both Kivu to follow under Tutsi Empire Hima. This is what we are naming, and we are shaming that we are not agree on this. But coming back to the geopolitics of the area, we must understand that the deal is with Kagame and Museveni. And then through a contract which Kagame did with Bill Clinton to have a carte blanche to just lead, they extending their territory with Hima Empire from South Sudan right down Uganda. They want peace of Congo because of mineral, especially the area where they are from Goma upward and downward to South Kivu. They trying to enrich themselves, killing enough Congolese so that they can take territory over. By explanation, you must understand that when Goma falls, Tutsi from Rwanda, they cross the border and say we are having our own country. But Kisekedi is playing because he's the one who's delaying this war so that he can remain in power. And the result, that is why Mutamba is arrested. I'm not friend of Mutamba. I'm not member of him, but he's a Congolese who was showing people the good road to go. But now he's arrested under something because Kamere is supposed to be arrested. And president have to give accountability because of projet of 100 jours. They're supposed to give accountability than arresting Constant Mutamba. All of them, they must go in the same jail. This is what we are here to say. So, my leaders, geopolitics of Great Lake, the Empire Hima is there. And Kagame is there, Museveni is there, William Ruto from Kenya also is there, who's trying to their young boy. They're trying to dictate him so that that area must be under control of Hima Empire. And then I was just even telling people in ANC that we are having a problem whereby is not only going to end to Congo, because even in Tanzania, they infiltrate their own people. Tanzania, there is a problem now. We're communicating with friends who are in Tanzania. They are telling us since Reverend who was assassinated, who just say that the issue is that they want to extend the Empire Hima from where they are Uganda, South Sudan, and half of Congo, and coming down to Tanzania, because they targeting Tanzania because of minerals which are in both Kivu South and North Kivu, to cross Tanzania and go to Indian Ocean in Dar es Salaam. So this is what is happening. But on top of that, we spoke to ANC people that why SADC army, which was defending Congolese, why they are defeated with this small country, which is Rwanda. But behind that, we would love to say that since commemoration of genocide of Rwanda, our president, as a young small boy, he was called with these big boys, Kagame and Clinton and Macron from France. You saw it on the news. The journalist was telling us that Tshisekedi went to Rwanda, but later on he changed statement. But we heard that. And on top of that, that is where our problem in Great Lake came very bad as it is now. Coming down, we have a problem here in Mozambique at Cal Delgado, whereby SADC was there, an army from Rwanda was there, but finance which was supporting SADC was cut off, but Rwandese soldiers are there, and they're still having their finance from wherever it's coming to those superpower. And we warn South African that if the problem which we are having in Central Africa and Great Lake, it's coming also in South Africa. They must know that, because we are here to just speak about this and break silence about future of Africa, because we count Africa as one country, even though politicians from France, from Great Britain, from street of Washington and so on and so forth, they playing that because they choose Tutsi, Empire Hima to lead, to just give them what they want, so that they must butcher more than 15 million Congolese people and so on and so forth. Same thing what is happening in Mozambique. And in South Africa, actually, there are a lot which we can speak about, but this is my point. Even sickness, how come a country like Congo, they don't treat people who are affected with Ebola, and the country, it has a lot of money. Every time trucks which are coming from Lubumbashi with copper passing right here in Durban, at the Durban harbor, to China, to America, to other countries. Why the country people are suffering with a small sickness like Ebola? Meanwhile, the country is been, squeezed, and the money is going, and we don't know what to say. So this is the problem which we are having in Great Lake, and we cannot keep quiet, because Empire Hima is there. They want our land, and we just say that we will keep quiet until the last drop of our blood. So this is what I would like to say. So what Thabo Mbeki is trying to do, Thabo Mbeki is a friend of Kagame. And there are a lot of things which comrades from Rwanda are telling me that he has even a wife, but they are not sure. But they suspect that because Rwandese, if they want to use you Tutsi, they give you a woman so that they can manipulate you. So this is what Thabo Mbeki, I heard myself when he was taken away from presidency here. They were supposed to charge him same thing like what they're charging Mutamba and others, by saying that he steal money from this country. But he just said that if people, they don't know that he's a friend of Congo. He's there because he has a share of cake in Congo, and that's why he's trying, because the Sun City one, it never bring us any solution. And he's trying to do other one, so that they want to change the strategy, so that Congolese, they must remain suffer in the name of Banyamulenge, people which they were very welcome in Congo, and no one who fought with them. They were in presidency, a small ethnic tribe, but they were vice president, they were ministers, they're in defense, they are everywhere, whereby in 450 ethnic tribes in Congo, many of us, they are not even having those positions in Congo, and they're still fighting up today. So we are not happy with Congolese president and his politic of street. We are not happy about what the world is doing about Congo, and we have to break silence. So this is what I would love to say. I think we wrote about Thabo Mbeki, what he's doing. We wrote about this peace agreement that is a fake peace agreement. So we not agree. We need Congo to be free. This is my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Raphael. Akili Mali, what's happening in Kinshasa? Apparently, there's some politicians who were blocked from going to South Africa. Is that the case? And what are folks in Kinshasa and the political class saying about the conference that's being hosted by Thabo Mbeki in South Africa?
Yes, there is so many point of view here in Kinshasa. The first one is the point of view of the government, which is saying that they will not participate in the conference of peace of Thabo Mbeki because Thabo Mbeki is a part of the problem, and he never named Rwanda as one of the actors of this conflict, and he always discuss with Joseph Kabila, who is staying right now in Goma, and he always take him as someone legitimate to discuss with, and not to discuss with the government itself. They are saying that he has his own agenda, and that's why the minister of Homeland, Jacquemain Shabani, and the strategic advisor of the president didn't go there. Another point of view is a point of view of Martin Fayulu, who is a leader of the opposition, and who say that he will not participate because also around the same, but he say that to staying with Kabila, who is supporting the M23 and the AFC by staying there, and who is give them the credibility is to don't respect the memory of Congolese people. That's why he say he will not participate on it. We have also another issue of some politician like Jean-Marc Akabund, who is coming from prison from prison right now. He accepted to go to South Africa to participate to that conference, and with other three members of the opposition. But the problem is when they went to the airport, where they have the passport, which is valid, they have their visa, which is valid, they didn't be allowed. They were not allowed by the immigration of DRC to take their flight and to go to South Africa and to participate to that conference. This is globally here in Kinshasa about this, and another thing is so many actors, including civil society actors, are not really trust the involving of Thabo Mbeki as soon as he is very near to the Rwanda regime, which is doing this war and which is supported by so many countries and so many companies to kill Congolese and to steal Congolese mineral for their own interest. This is globally about the Congolese point of view of this conference, which is organized right now in South Africa.
Akili Mali, just a little bit, you brought in the close relationship between Joseph Kabila and Thabo Mbeki. What happened with Kabila, the former president of the DRC? Was he committed to? Was there a death penalty issued against him? Can you share with us what happened with him in Kinshasa?
Yes, as we are saying about Kabila, you have to know that there is a kind of a suit which were organized against Joseph Kabila, Joseph Kabila as a former president. They have 7 accusations. The first one to be to treat the country, is to not respect the law, and to be in a movement of in a army movement with the M23. And right now, the justice in Congo, the military justice in Congo, which were organized that court, decide that he should be arrested, and he should spend his life in jail.
We just lost Raphael there at Kilimali. So I know at the start of the Tshisekedi presidency, he was in a coalition with Kabila in 2018. What happened? How did we wind up here from being in a coalition to his being, persecuted?
Thank you so much. So this issue with Kabila and Tshisekedi is one of the difficult things, because on 2018, the election were organized, and so many actors say that it's Martin Fayulu who won that election. But finally, Kabila will choose someone who, for him, he could manipulate him, or he could choose him. And finally, he put on power someone who were not at that time elected, which was Felix Tshisekedi. And at that time, the Catholic Church and other observers of those elections say that he were not elected, but he was the president. And for dealing with the power, they organized a coalition which they call it FCC Cash. The FCC, which is the movement of Joseph Kabila, and they have a majority in the parliament. We have also Cash, which is the movement of Tshisekedi and Kamere, and they have the presidency. So it means they have to share power, and to make sure that the government is participating in those kind of meetings. But the time went, and finally they didn't understand each other in Congo, and so finally the president Tshisekedi cut down the deal between FCC and Cash, and he created a new coalition which is in power right now, and they call it Union Sacrée de la Nation. And this coalition is with same members which were in the parliament, which were respecting the order of Joseph Kabila with FCC, and with that FCC, it's the same people which only when they saw that their interest right now is in someone who is in power, and it is in Felix Tshisekedi, all of them changed their point of view. All of them changed their point of view in the parliament, and they renew a majority. At that time, the majority, the factist majority, because you can't renew a majority in a constitution. In the Congolese constitution, you can't renew a majority without election. It means it was a convention. to change the same people to say, hey, from now you are not a member of the opposition, but right now you are in the majority and you are not no longer an MP which is coming or a senator which is coming from FCC, but right now you are in this new coalition which is Union Sacrée de la Nation, and this is something which went really really wrong, and from that time, Kabila went out of the power and were trying to get again access to the power. On the election of 2023, he didn't participate with his coalition of FCC. They didn't participate, and they say that those elections were not credible. And so right now, Kabila is staying in Goma, town which is under control of M23. It means the former president right now is in a kind of collaboration and is under protection. Not that the war put him, not that he was in Goma when the town were captured. No, he was in South Africa or Zimbabwe or another country, and when the situation were stabilized by the Rwanda army with the labor of M23, he went to Goma protected by the Rwanda army with the color or the uniform of the M23 right now, and this is globally the situation and the confusion where in which Congolese people right now are living.
You know, Kilimali and Raphael, one thing that is particularly interesting about this, apparently there was a deal between or among Kabila, Corneille Nangaa, the head of the Congo River Alliance, at the time, and this is going back to 2018, he was the head of the National Electoral Commission, and Tshisekedi. So here it is that these three individuals, right, who entered into a deal, according to Kabila and Nangaa, now they're at loggerheads where the former head of the Electoral Commission is heading up a militia group, the Congo River Alliance. The former president is said to be in cahoots with the Congo River Alliance, with the M23 and the Rwandans. How much of this fallout that we see among these three men do you think can be attributed to what we see today in terms of the Goma, Bukavu being under control by Rwandan soldiers and M23? To what extent the political elite, you know, the Tshisekidis, the Kabilas, the Nangaas, to what extent the political elites are the source of much of the suffering that we see and the instability that we see in the East? I don't know, Raphael, if you wanted to chime in on that, or like either of you can address that.
Sorry, Maurice?
I don't know if you wanted to chime in on that. We're saying that the political leaders from 2018 that apparently went into a deal, they're falling out with each other and now on opposing sides militarily in the Congo, where we see the crisis.
Maurice, my point of view in this question, yes. What I'm trying to say, these people, they are playing with people's lives because of their street politics. Because we're fearing for agenda of Empire Hima, because the contract is those who are superpower country who want Congolese mineral for cheap price, they're using this proxy, Rwanda and Uganda, to destroy Congo. But Rwanda and Uganda also, they have their agenda of extending their territory, and they want to realize their dream of Hima Empire. And then what they doing, they trying to use those guys, the way you say Cornel Nanga and his fellows through Kabila also, and so on and so forth. So those people, they don't care. Even some Congolese MPs, because they taking bribes and they thinking that game is easy. And from the point of my reference, it's like in the Bible, Judah who just tried to betray Jesus by thinking that it won't take place, but finally it took place. And on our reference, we lost over 18 million people because of Joseph Kabila, because of Cornel Nanga, and these others. So this is a problem, but all of them, they know each other, but the Mr. Kamere and so on and so forth. So we Congolese, we are fighting for our land and our dignity, but them, they fighting for power, and meanwhile they want to take over what is from their bosses, the contract which they having about mining and so on and so forth. Kisekedi and politicians of Congo, this is what is making us so worried, because they bringing confusion about Banyamulenge and so on and so forth. All these are fabricated stories. But Rwanda, they want a land in Congo, and they're using Congolese politicians who are weak to just destroy our people, our villages, and take what they want and give to those who send them, those superpower country, the imperialism system. And then on the ground, we are dying, and then sickness, and then war, and they keep looting the country. So these guys, they are together, they know what they're doing in corner, but we are victims because of our leaders who are really blind. They don't know what they do, they don't know what to decide. And other thing is the lust of power, because this is what we are saying. All this maneuver which Sekedi is trying to do is to just try to maintain the power, which we spoke to Kabila black and white that we don't want him to be in power in 2017, and we march on Congolese embassy in Johannesburg, and the former ambassador Benny Poko ran away from there. Is the same thing, and we spoke clearly that we don't care. Anyone who's going to lead Congo, we will see the improvement of their leadership. But these guys who are behind money and power, including Nanga, Joseph Kabila, and others, they are not satisfied of what they already steal in Congo. That's why we still have this problem. So they know each other. This is what we are saying. Yes.
Thank you, Raphael. Akili Mali, I don't know if you wanted to add anything about the connection among Nanga, Kabila, and Tshisekedi, and playing a role in what we see unfolding today, the fallout among these three men.
Exactly. What Raphael said, it's truth. That as these three people are, it's people which are looking for money and for power, for celebrity, and they are not really taking care of how much million Congolese people dying from the beginning of what they call the Second War of DRC. Which began on 1998 until now. It still continue, and it still continue. This is very a very bad situation because for Tshisekedi, for him, his point of view is really to stay in power and to really taking control of Congo, because in the latest live we spoke about it with the what they call famille présidentielle, the presidency family, which are a member of the personal family, uncle, cousin, brother, sister, mother, and others who are member of the personal family of the president, who are now owner of mine seat right now in Katanga and everywhere in the Congo. So I mean, this is something very, very bad, and this is something which is very weak. And also, all of this it fight for the election of 2028, because Tshisekedi is not allowed to be a candidate, Kabila too, and we have also another player which is Corneille Nanga, because you can't say that those people are really joking with the Congolese life, because I explained on my latest speech before Rafael about the Congolese election, about the 2018 Congolese election. What really happened? Because we have to know it. What really happened? It's Corneille Nanga, who was the president of the Electoral Commission. Until now, we have the videos. It's him who said Tshisekedi has elected. It's the President Kabila who gives the power, to
Tshisekedi.
Tshisekedi, because there are so many actors, there are so many people which tried to go to the election, to go to the court, but finally he gives the power to Tshisekedi, and all of them, it means Tshisekedi, Nanga, Kabila didn't respect the point of view of Congolese people, and this is something very difficult for the democracy and for the country which is respecting the point of view of population, because the population fight, and some of them died to make sure that Kabila will not be the candidate, because you should know that also for Kabila not being a candidate for the presidency, it's a fight of Congolese people. It's Congolese people who tell him enough, it's enough. You have spent 15 years at the power, and you have to stop. You have to go now and give the chance to another person. And when it was the time to put someone like Tshisekedi, Congolese people and Congolese actors, so many thinkers said, if we have a new actor, he will have a new ideas, he will have a new point of view, and we will perpetuate the cycle of democracy. It means another president will not try, because you know how the Congolese people fight against someone who didn't respect the constitution, and who were trying to change the constitution. And we have the same situation with the same actors, with another actor, which right now is Tshisekedi, because you know that he has a plan to change the constitution, and for him he has a plan to have a new constitution, and that new constitution will mean that as him and Kabila, they will have the opportunity to apply and to be candidate as it will be a new constitution, and the count will begin again from zero. So it means you will have another 10 years or something. I understood that the project they have, it was the mandate of 7 years, the mandate of the first 7 years, and to remove the issues, the constitution as we have, like with the president, with the prime minister, and with the parliament. But right now they have to put all power to the president, who will have to choose his vice president, who will be like a minister, and it means a federal state, like in US. And as you know, in Congo, the federal state with a weak of security, with a weak of administration, it means balkanization. There is no another word. If someone is telling you about about federation. It means he wants only the Congo to be divided, because you have so many countries around, like Rwanda, like Uganda right now, but you have also other countries like Angola and even Zambia, who can cross the border and take that party, and finally with this system of federation. It means the Congo has not right now administration and a security system which can help the country to respect and to still be a country under the federation. And he's saying that the constitution is something wrong. There is, but the problem. The problem is it's not the constitution at all. The problem is to respect that constitution, because they are saying no, there is local communities, there is some territories which are not receiving money. This constitution is solved already that problem. This constitution solved already that problem by this. They say all money collected locally will stay locally, and will help to develop the local development. But what is going on? It began with Kabila, and right now with Tshisekedi. It means it's the president who is announcing the chief of those territories, and who has the power to remove them. Which is not constitution, because they have to be elected. They have to be elected, and right now we haven't any local election, and so they are putting people of their political parties, the people they can control, and those people are not collecting that money. They are collecting that money, but they are sending most of it in Kinshasa, and Kinshasa is doing what they call retrocession. It means they decide for this month we'll send to this province, this territory, this amount, and this is not what the constitution say. It means it's a bad solution to a real problem. It's a bad solution to a real problem, because the problem, it's not the constitution. The problem is to respect the constitution. The problem is to put the administration. The problem is to make sure that Congolese people are protected everywhere they are, and in every ethnic group, ethnic group they are coming from. This is the issue, and this is to show that even if the M23 and Rwanda and Kabila arrive to take power until here in Kinshasa, for example, they will perpetrate the same system, because this system were not built by Tshisekedi. It were built by Kabila, and Tshisekedi is using the same system with the same point of view.
No, Kilimali, Raphael, thank you. We're running short on time, but really appreciate your talking around about the political landscape, the role that the local elites play. From what you shared, people can take away that the local elites, the likes of the Kabilas who spent 18 years in power, likes of Tshisekedi, who would love to spend 18 years in power, likes of Corneille Nangaa, the former head of the Electoral Commission, who's now a rebel leader, that they're the ones who are not suffering, that they've captured the Congo to the extent that they can for their personal benefit and for the benefit of the global elite, with the Qatar coming in with billions of dollars of investment, with the likes of Gates and Bezos coming in with investments, with Donald Trump and his friends. So you have the local elites who are being fed by the global elites to capture the wealth of the Congo at the expense of the people, not just at the expense of the people, but to the tremendous suffering of the people and incredible loss of life. So this is a system that the Congolese people are trapped in. And Akili Mali, you said it well, that the people resisted. And that's so important for folks to understand, that inside the Congo itself are formations, average people, civil society, who have resisted this system of predation and continue to resist. So when people talk about the Congo, engage in Congo, it's so important for them to know that there's a tremendous amount of agency being exercised on the front lines throughout the country, where they're not only combating their local elites, but they're also combating the global elites that are fueling and backing and supporting those local players that cause so much suffering. We're going to end it there. We encourage people to continue to tune in with us and join us as we go towards Congo Week. I don't know, Kito, you can put Congo Week link in there. Again, Congo Week, global teaching and action around the Congo, where you'll be hearing for so many more local voices. That's at CongoWeek.org. It'll be taking place from October 19th through the 25th. We encourage you people to go to CongoWeek.org to sign up, either to organize something locally, event, activity locally in solidarity with the Congolese people, or to sign up to tune in, to participate in the teaching that's going to take place over 7 days from October 19th through October 25th. We're dealing with questions of colonialism, questions of imperialism, extractivism, looking at Lumumba and his life. We're hearing from youth leaders, we're hearing from women leaders like Mama Justine Masika, who published the book, Women Resist War, where she rescued some 18,000 women in the east of the Congo in the midst of conflict. Looking at questions of climate, energy, transition. So we encourage you to join us for Congo Week, October 19th through the 25th. Sign up for Congo Week coming up. All right, thank you both, and we'll be back in communication with you as we cover the voices from the Congo and those in the diaspora as well. Thank you, Raphael Akilimali, for being so generous with your time today.
Maurice, before you leave the microphone.
Oh, no problem. We heard you just fine. We heard you just
before
fine.
you leave the Yes, what I would love to say, Maurice, thank you so much for us, Congolese Solidarity Campaign, knowing friend of Congo, even though we've been strive, but thank you for our relationship. But the problem of Congo, those global elite, they don't want someone like Congolese Solidarity Campaign. We are having an agenda of building future leaders today. They picking up Kisekedi from the street, selling pizza to presidency. They took Joseph Kabila from car guard or from taxi driver to presidency. This is what we're still fighting. We are not fighting something small. That's why we are saying that we fight up to last drop of our blood. So our message is that we know what global elite they're doing, because if a leader like Traore stood in Congo or Lumumba, that's why Congolese Solidarity Campaign, we are following ideology of Lumumba. We are not fighting for power, but we're training future leaders so that we need change. Kisekedi mustn't hold on the power. There must be a change. Till when we know that we send someone there who's well trained in the leadership, from social to political to economical, who can lead Congo, and we will never rest. So Kisekedi must stop to use M23 because it's his people. They connect somewhere, somehow. Global elite, they must stop to just pick up people from street to lead country like Congo. We were I will send you a video. One of the guy who just says from IDPS and is a Kisekedist. But we ask him what project of people, of Congolese people you have. They don't have. So it's very pity on this. So Kisekedi must step down, and then we will sort out our problem. In Kivu, we know each other. They fearing Tutsi power, but we will fight up to the last drop. But global elite, we know their strategy. They mustn't pick up people from street to go lead the country like Congo. We are training future leader with a friend of Congo, and we want to break silence. This is our message. I thank you.
Thank you, Raphael. And that'll be the last word. Thank you, Brother Kito, Akili Mali. Much respect.
Thank
Until
you
next
so
time.
much.
Okay, peace.
Peace.